Laboratory activities. Laboratory 1. Laboratory 1, we have three classes: Class A switch, Class B switch, and Class C switch. In Class A, we have uh, a IP address starts with the network of 10 and host part of .0.0.0. And in Class B, we have 160.10.0.0. And in Class C, we have the network part of 192.10.10 and the host part .0. Okay, the next part. So these are the table, IP table. In computer 1, we have class A. In computer 1, 2, 3, and 4, we have class A. And we have the subnet address begins with 10.10. 10.0.0.0.0. And subnet mask default subnet mask with 255.0.0.0. In class B and in computer 5 to 8, we have the network part of 160.10 and the host part .0.0. And in the default subnet mask of class B is 255.255.0.0. In class C, in computer 9 to 12, we have network part of 192.10.10 and we have host part .0, and its default subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. Okay, that's all for the laboratory 1. Let's go on to laboratory 2. We have here at the same and different host number. We have in the left side image, we have PC1, PC2, PC3, and PC4. In PC1, we have a IP address of 192.168.0.1. And PC2, we have 192.168.0.12. PC3, 192.168.0.100. PC4, 192.168.0.200. So, the source PC to this destination PC. These are the connection between PC2 to PC1. The PC2 and PC1 are reachable because 192.168.0 is their the network part of PC1 and PC2 is the same, and the host part is that's okay for that's a usable host, a part of usable host. And PC2 to PC3 is reachable also because the network part and the network part of PC4 are the same also, and so on and so forth. All PC1, PC2, PC3, and PC4 are the same in network, so the output of this left side table, the reachable and non-reachable side, are all reachable because all network parts are the same and the host parts are usable, all usable. Okay, let's go on. In next part, assigning the same class C but different network with valid host. Uh, in PC1, we have 192.168.12.1. In PC2, 168 ay 192.168.12.2. In PC3, 192.168.12.3. PC4, 192.168.13.1. PC5, 192.168.13.2. PC6, 192.168.13.3. So here are the links in the right side. PC1 to PC2 are connected because the network part of PC1 and PC2 are the same. And it also in PC1 to PC3. PC1 and PC3 is also the same in network part. But in here, in number 3, PC1 to PC4, PC1 to PC4 are not reachable. Why? Because the network part of 19 that of PC1 is not the same with the PC4, because the network part of PC1 is 192.168.12, and the network part of PC4 is 192.168.13. So the answer is not reachable. And PC1 to PC5. PC1 to PC5 is also the same situation with the PC1 to PC4, because it is not the same network, but they are in the same class, and that class is C. And let's go on PC1 to PC6. PC1 and PC6 is not reachable because the same with PC with number 3 and 4. Also with number 5, number 6. And PC4 to PC3 is not reachable also because their network part are not the same. So in PC4 to PC5, PC4 and PC5 are in the same network. Why? Because their IP address, their network address is, excuse me, 192.168.13, and they are both usable hosts. And in PC4 to PC6, they're also the same with the situation between PC4 to PC5. But in PC2 to PC5, it is not reachable because it is not in the same network. And also with PC3 to PC6. Oh, thank you. Next, laboratory 3. Same network and different host numbers. Here are the image, left side. PC1 is 155.12.200.100. PC2 155.12.100.0. PC3 155.12.20.0. PC4 150.10.100.100. PC5 150.10.10.10. PC6 150.10.0.10. Here are the links. Subnet 155.12.0.0.16 group. The link are PC1 to PC2. It is reachable because PC1 and PC2 are in the same network. Why? They are class B. Class B is from the network part of class B is from first octet and second octet. So the network part of PC1 and PC2 and also PC3 is 155.12, and the host part is 0.0. So all in all, the subnet address of PC1, 2, and 3 are 155.12.0.0, and the broadcast address is 155.12.0 ay .255.255. So next is on subnet 155.10.0.0-16 group. PC4 and PC5 is reachable because the network address of PC4, PC5, and PC6 is in the same network part, and the network part of PC4, 5, and 6 is 150.10.0.0. So they are all reachable in PC4 to PC5, PC6 to PC4, PC5 to PC6. Next, same class but different network with valid host. These are the picture. So PC1 to PC4. PC1 and PC4 is not reachable. Why? Because PC1 have have a network part of 155.12 and PC4 have 150.10 network part. So that the PC1 and PC2 is not reachable because they are not in the same network. Next, PC1 to PC5, it's the same with the issue with number 1, and also number 3, PC1 to PC6, they are not in the same network. Also, PC2 to PC4, PC2 to PC5, PC2 to PC6, PC3 to PC4, PC3 to PC5, PC3 to PC6. They're all not reachable for each other because in the left side of the image, in the left side is have the network part of 155.12, and in the right side the network part of PC4, 5, and 6 is 150.10. Okay. Laboratory 4. Same network and different host numbers. The subnet 10.0.0-8. That's a class A. Okay. In class A, we have in PC1, we have 10.10.10.10, PC2 10.10.10.0, PC3 10.10.00.0, in PC4 100.100.100.100, PC5 100.100.100.20, PC6 100.0.0.20. The link is PC1 to PC2 reachable, PC1 to PC3 reachable, PC2 to PC3 reachable. Why? Because they are in the same class, and that class is A, and the network part of class A is only first octet. And in subnet 100.0.0.0-8 have the link PC4 to PC5, PC4 to PC6, PC5 to PC6. They are all reachable because as the same as in the subnet 10.0.0.0-8, the network part of PC4 to PC6, PC4 to PC5, and PC6 are in the same network, and the network is 100.0.0.0-8. Next, same class A but different network with valid host. The PC1, also nakita nyo na yan eh. So the link are PC1 to PC4 not reachable. Why? Because PC1 have the network part of 10 and PC4 have the network part 100. they are not in the same network, so it is not reachable. But they are in the same class, and that class is A. Also in PC1 to PC5, PC1 to PC6, PC2 to PC4, and PC3 to PC5, PC2 to PC6, PC3 to PC4, PC3 to PC5, and PC3 to PC6. They're all not reachable because ay PC1, 2, 3, and PC2 ay 4 ay PC1, 2, 3 have network part of 10.0.0.0, and PC4, 5, and 6 have network part of 100.0.0.0. PC1, 2, and 3 and PC4 and 5 and 6 is not in the same network, but they are in the same class A. That's all. Thank you.